I could listen to that bubbling all day. It's the main dish, everything's coming together. This soul food meal will heal all your worries. It's just incredible. Hi everybody and welcome to my kitchen. It's me, Manny from Manny's Made at Home. And in my channel, I love to share with you simple or sometimes over the top, but totally delicious recipes to share with all your friends and family. If that sounds like your thing, make sure that you're subscribed. We're continuing with the celebration of soul food for the month of June. So today we're going to be making a delicious smothered chicken to go with the rest of our dishes. Let's look at the ingredients that we're going to need. Okay, the chicken is the star of the show, so we have to treat it really well. We're going to be using two spice mixes today. We're going to be using a Cajun spice mix and a chicken seasoning spice mix. We're gonna use these mixes throughout every layer of the dish to make sure that we get that delicious flavor. So first into our chicken. I'm gonna go with a little bit of Cajun, maybe just under a teaspoon, and about a teaspoon of the chicken seasoning. I mean, I'm giving you measurements, but this is varied to everybody's taste, so just do whatever you think is gonna be delicious. I have tasted that Cajun seasoning before. It is a little bit on the spicy side, so I don't wanna go overboard with it. And now with clean hands, I'm just gonna go and rub them all over my chicken. I prepped my chicken a little bit as well. I just removed the excess skin. Not necessary, I just think it'd be neater. You wanna make sure you get in the spice mix on both sides as well. Next, I'm gonna coat my chicken. I've got some plain flour here, and I'm gonna go in with about a teaspoon again of each of those seasoning into my flour. There's my chicken seasoning and my Cajun. Again, we're building in all those flavors in a different layer now, so you know that the chicken's gonna be fantastic. I'm gonna put my flour into this big bowl, and then simply I'm gonna start coating my chicken in the flour. You wanna get it well coated. This flour mixture is going to help us to get a nice color and crispiness on the chicken, but also it's gonna help us to make a delicious sauce. I like to pat in the flour as well, just to make sure that it's sticking to the chicken. With the rest of my flour, I wanna reserve about 2 tablespoons of this. We're gonna need that later. I've got my cast iron pan set up now, and I'm gonna go in with some oil. I'm gonna let that heat up a little bit before going in with my chicken. I'm trying to fry it to get some nice color on it. I'm gonna go skin side down first. And I'm adding my chicken pieces one at a time, just to not drop the temperature of the pan too much. I do want to get a bit of a crispy outside, which is gonna start building on those delicious flavors. Okay, it's been about 3 minutes on each side now, so let's have a look. Look at that beautiful skin. So I'm gonna take it off now and go with my second batch. The chicken's not cooked yet, so don't worry about putting it back into the raw chicken or anything like that. We're being safe. See you in 6 minutes. I'm gonna continue with the rest of the recipe in this same pan, but I have a little bit too much oil here, so I'm just gonna pour some of it out and then we can continue. The next step is to make a bit of a roux. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of butter. I'm gonna melt that down, and then I'm gonna go in with the spiced flour that we reserved earlier. I'm gonna cook that down a little bit, just get rid of the raw flour flavor. Okay, so it's been about 30 seconds, so we're ready to move on. I'm gonna go in with some chopped onions, and I'm gonna cook them down for a bit. And I'm gonna go in with some red bell pepper. To build that final layer of flavor, I'm gonna go in with my spice mixes. A little bit of the Cajun and my chicken seasoning. That Cajun is spicy. Give it a stir through, and we are almost there. In my research, I've seen a lot of recipes that use chicken stock, but also I've seen recipes that use canned chicken soup, which I think is great because it builds up on the chickeny flavor. I don't need to use a can because I've got some homemade chicken soup here, so I'm gonna use that instead. So I'm gonna go in with some of this. Ooh. And here I'm gonna start dissolving the roux. Okay, and then my last ingredient is some cream for creaminess. And look at how thick and delicious this looks. Oh my god, it's gonna be amazing. Okay, and now I go back in with my chicken. I hope I can fit them all in. I want to make sure that all of the chicken is covered with the sauce. I'm gonna spoon some over the top. Looks like that's the perfect amount of chicken and sauce. Okay, and I'm gonna move this into the oven, which is preheated to 190 degrees, and I'm gonna cook it for about an hour and then check it. I want my chicken to be falling apart when we're done with it. So I'll check it at an hour and then see if it needs to cook for a little bit longer. One suggestion, my pan is quite full, so I'm gonna put a tray underneath in case anything spills over. I don't have to clean the mess in the oven. So I will see you in an hour. Okay, it's time. My chicken is done. Let's have a look. Still bubbling away, but it looks fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of fresh parsley over the top. And that was the final piece of the puzzle. Let's set the table up and then we can give it a taste. Okay, everything is set up. I cannot even begin to tell you how excited I am. If you planned it properly, you could have all of this done in under 2 hours, I think. So, you know, it's not bad going. It's a really full, delicious meal. Let me just stop talking and play myself up. I cannot wait to try everything together. I'm gonna take some rice first. Then I'm gonna get some mac and cheese. And add the chicken. Of course, I have to get a little bit of that sauce. Gonna cook myself a slice of the cornbread. And finally, my black eyed peas. And that looks like an absolutely whopper meal. It looks amazing. Let me go ahead and try it right now. I'm gonna go with the chicken. It's so nice and tender. And I still have the bit of a crispy skin, which, get a bit of that sauce in there. That is incredible. It is so flavorful. It's not overly spicy like I thought it might be because of the Cajun spice mix that we used. The chicken is so beautifully tender. I love how we managed to keep the skin nice and crisp as well. It is such a beautiful texture. The freshness of that parsley really elevates everything so much. It's quite a kind of like fatty and heavy dish, so the parsley is perfect for it. If you enjoyed this video and all this beautiful food that I prepared for you, please give me a big like and let me know in the comment section what you thought of it. Again, if this is food you've grown up eating, leave me suggestions, leave me your feedback below. I want to know how I did, I want to know how I can make it even better. I have to say, I'm partial to the yellow rice. It is just so good, but everything else is just as good. If you try this or any of my other recipes and you want to post them on Instagram, make sure that you tag me. I love to see how you guys get on. If you enjoyed this type of content, make sure you subscribe to my channel to see what else I've got coming up. And I link the playlist below so you can learn how to make all the individual components. With that, I leave it for this video and enjoy.